Trish MacGregor with your August 2026 Star Power forecast. Thanks for joining me. Okay, Mercury is now moving direct. That alone should make August better than the bulk of July, when Mercury was retro. There are 2 eclipses this month, a solar eclipse in Leo and a lunar eclipse in Pisces. Solar eclipses are like double new moons, so double the new opportunities. Lunar eclipses can be emotional, confrontational, and sometimes bring about completions or ending. So let's take a deep dive into each sign. Aries. Mercury retrograde is over. That alone makes August a terrific month. There are also 2 eclipses, solar and lunar, and some other good aspects. On the 6th, the Sun in Leo trines Saturn in your sign, Aries. So now it's time to dive into your creative endeavors. Let the rest of the world fall away. The 10th brings an opposition between Venus and Libra and Neptune and Aries. Ouch. You and a partner, business or personal, may have a disagreement that could concern ideals. It may not be an easy thing to resolve, but talk about it. The 12th brings a solar eclipse in Leo. And oh wow, Aries, this one takes place in your 5th house. Creativity, kids, romance, what you do for fun and pleasure. So the new opportunities may appear in any of these areas. Start that novel, do something you love with the partner you love, do something with your kids, and watch the new opportunities surface. On the 15th, Jupiter and Mercury are conjunct in Leo. Does it get any better than this for communication or whatever form your communication takes? It's expansive and may well involve synchronicity. There's also something dramatic about it. The lunar eclipse in Pisces on the 28th takes place in your 12th house. What's going on behind the scenes in your life? That's what is highlighted with this eclipse. Maybe sessions with a counselor or therapist are drawing to completion, or a sidekick is ending. Don't fret about it. Look at what's revealed and figure out how to fix what no longer works for you. Also today, Mercury in Virgo squares Uranus and Gemini, involving your 6th and 3rd houses. Your communications with a work colleague or someone in your network may be sharp, sudden, even sarcastic. Be careful, Aries. On the 31st, Jupiter and Leo trine Saturn and Aries. Your creativity finds the structure it needs to evolve. Use this energy. Taurus. No Mercury retrograde this month. On the 6th, the Sun in Leo trines Saturn in Aries. The trine connects houses 4 and 12, so it looks as if something you're doing behind the scenes, out of your home, may pay off in some way. If it's counseling or therapy that you're doing, the payoff may be an improvement of things at home. The 10th brings an opposition between the Sun in Libra and Neptune in Aries. This one impacts your 6th and 12th houses. It looks as if with this one, you have a run-in with a boss, employer, or client about your daily work. It may concern ideology. The Sun in Libra seeks to smooth things over, but the individual isn't open to that. In other words, a stalemate. The solar eclipse in Leo on the 12th takes place in your 4th house. This one should usher in opportunities in your home life with your family and in your personal environment. Possibilities, a pregnancy, the sale of your home, a move, a marriage. You buy a home. You get the idea right. The conjunction of Mercury and Jupiter in Leo on the 15th should have you communicating like crazy. You may be writing a book or screenplay, updating plans for your network, or sending out email invitations for a celebration of some kind. Take advantage of this terrific aspect. The 28th brings a lunar eclipse in Pisces in your 11th house. Also today, the Sun in Virgo squares Uranus and Gemini. Let's take the eclipse first. Lunar eclipses can be emotional. This eclipse urges you to get rid of old habits and ways of thinking that hold you back. Something with your network or brand may be reaching completion, so start planning its next phase. On the 31st, Jupiter in Leo trines Saturn in Aries. You may close on your home for the price you asked for. You find the ideal roommate. You saw everything at your garage sale. Someone in your family excels and wins something. Regardless of how the specifics unfold, it should be a good day, Taurus. Get out and enjoy it. Gemini. No Mercury retro this month, which should thrill you. On the 6th, the Sun in Leo trines Saturn in Aries, connecting your 3rd and 11th houses. This aspect is ideal for creating a publicity plan for your network or brand. If you're in politics, the aspect is especially powerful for bringing in more supporters, so get busy, Gemini. You've got the communication skills today that benefit you. The 10th brings an opposition between Venus and Libra and Neptune in Aries. A creative endeavor that involves your network and goes haywire. It may be a communication issue or technical glitch. If it's communication, you should be able to resolve it. If it's technical, get some help. The solar eclipse in Leo on the 12th takes place in your third house, so new opportunities should surface in communication, in your neighborhood, with siblings, education, and with the development of your conscious mind. As a Gemini, the communication opportunities are likely to interest you the most. These could include the chance to write a book, teach, take classes that interest you, or do something kind for a neighbor or sibling. The conjunction on the 15th is a beauty. Mercury and Jupiter are conjunct in Leo in your third house of communication. Your communications today are expansive, may involve synchronicity. It's a lucky day for you, so take advantage of it. After all, Mercury rules your sign. On the 28th, the lunar eclipse in Pisces occurs in your 10th house, career. Lunar eclipses are often emotional, and this may be especially true when it's in water sign Pisces. If something professionally is being completed, don't fret about it. It's part of a cycle, and something new will surface. Set your intentions. Also today, the Sun in Virgo squares Uranus in Gemini. Dissension of some kind may come up at home, within your family. Deal with it rather than ignore it. On the 31st, Jupiter in Leo trines Saturn in Aries. It looks as if your network expands, so take advantage of it. Start emailing a monthly newsletter. Cancer. After weeks of Mercury retro in your sign, you're undoubtedly relieved now that it's turned direct. On the 6th, the Sun in Leo trines Saturn in Aries. This connects your second house of income and your 10th house of profession, career. It indicates that you're paid for something you're doing or have done professionally. Maybe it's a side gig or a special project. Enjoy it. On the 10th, there's an opposition between Venus and Libra and Neptune and Aries. That's between your 4th and 10th houses. A colleague, client, or employer takes issue with something in your personal environment, your family, your home life. Maybe you're working remotely and your employer expects you to now be in the office. Once you figure it out, see what happens on the 12th with the solar eclipse in Leo in your second house of income. On the 12th, the solar eclipse today happens in your income area. So this is where the new opportunities will surface, new income sources. It's definitely something to celebrate, but just be sure that the opportunities you like are legitimate. Research them. The 15th brings a conjunction of Mercury and Jupiter in Leo. This one expands the way you think about money and abundance. Be positive. Meditate. See what you do with this abundance, how you'll live with it. Feel it. Make it real. The 28th features a lunar eclipse in Pisces in your 9th house. If you're traveling overseas during this eclipse, pay close attention to how you feel. The lunar eclipse may be emotional because something is drawing to completion. Maybe the trip, maybe grad school, law school, a belief system. Don't fret about it. It's part of a natural cycle. But today also the Sun in Virgo squares Uranus and Gemini. This one impacts your 3rd and 12th houses. So it's about the way you communicate with your own unconscious. Lighten up. Be positive. On the 31st, Jupiter and Leo trine Saturn in Aries. Once again, this involves income in your professional life. Your career provides the structure for your earnings, so make sure you are loving what you do. Leo, free of Mercury retro this month, you'll be treated to a solar eclipse in your sign. On the 6th, the Sun in your sign, Leo, trines Saturn and Aries in your 9th house. This could open up the door to a trip overseas, an application to grad or law school, the bolstering of a spiritual belief or worldview. Whatever unfolds, it's a good day for you, Leo, so get out there and enjoy yourself. The 10th brings an opposition between Venus and Libra and Neptune and Aries, your 3rd and 9th houses. You may object to something a romantic interest believes in or is involved in, or you may be involved in a creative project that your employer, colleague, or client objects to. You may try to rectify things during or right after the solar eclipse in your sign on the 12th. Okay, the 12th and the solar eclipse in your sign. These eclipses are like double new moons, so double the new opportunities that surface in your personal life. Possibilities, anything new that delights you, a romance, creative project, friend, adventure, pet, travel, job. You get the idea, right? Be on the lookout, Leo. Choose the opportunity that feels right to you. On the 15th, Mercury and Jupiter are conjunct in your sign. Lucky you, Leo. Touch base with everyone today. Family, friends, clients, employers, colleagues, acquaintances, your network. Chat and email and text what you're thinking, feeling, and planning. And above all, have fun. The 28th features two events. A lunar eclipse in Pisces and a square between the Sun in Virgo and Uranus in Gemini. Let's get the negative stuff out of the way first. That square. It impacts your second house of income and your 11th house, your network and brand. Are paying members in your network not renewing or not joining? Take an honest look at what you're providing for paying members. There may be an issue. The lunar eclipse happens in your 8th house, so it's also on your financial axis. So if what's disappearing is money from your network or brand, take steps to rectify it. An email, newsletter, weekly update about your plans and progress. There may be a lot of emotion connected to this eclipse. It may also result in a psychic experience of some kind. Telepathic connection with someone, a precognitive dream, spirit communication. On the 31st, Jupiter and Leo trine Saturn in Aries. This one connects your 12th and 8th houses in a positive way. Something you're doing behind the scenes, a side gig, producing a podcast, writing a novel, ghostwriting, brings in additional income. Good way to end the month, Leo. Virgo. No Mercury retro this month, but there are two eclipses. On the 6th, the Sun in Leo trines Saturn in Aries. This one connects your 12th and 8th houses. So there may be money coming in from something you're doing behind the scenes, a side gig. The 10th brings an opposition between Venus in Libra and Neptune in Aries. Ouch. This one involves your financial axis, the 2nd and 8th houses. A female boss, colleague, or client seems to have an objection to what you're doing and may withhold pay because of it. For today, let it be. Perhaps try to rectify things on the 12th, during or after the solar eclipse in Leo. The solar eclipse in Leo on the 12th takes place in your 12th house. So the new opportunities that usually come with the new moon will be double and will surface behind the scenes. New side gigs, a new therapist or counselor, new revelations about your own unconscious, or even a new job that takes place behind the scenes. Ghostwriter, producer. Or perhaps you become involved in a secret romance. On the 15th, Mercury and Jupiter are conjunct in Leo. This conjunction expands your communications and the people with whom you communicate. Lots of texting and emailing today, and yes, phone calls too. In fact, today might be the best day for working out the issue from the opposition on the 10th. The 28th features a lunar eclipse in Pisces in your 7th house of partnerships. This eclipse may be emotional and could result in psychic experiences. You have a telepathic connection with a loved one. You see the spirit of a deceased loved one, a precognitive experience that occurs not long after you have it. Then there's the 31st, daughter Megan's birthday, but also Jupiter and Leo trine Saturn and Aries, so it looks as if this side gig brings in money. Always appreciated, especially on your birthday. Libra. No Mercury retro this month. On the 6th, the Sun in Leo trine Saturn in Aries. This one connects your 11th and 7th houses. A partnership is instrumental in helping with your network or brand. It may involve an increase in membership, sales, or orders. Whatever the individual recommends works. On the 10th, there's an opposition between the Sun in your sign and Neptune in Aries. A partner takes exception to something you're doing, Libra. Depending on whether the partnership is personal or professional, try to wait until the 12th to deal with this. The solar eclipse in Leo on the 12th occurs in your 11th house. So today is ideal for talking to your partner about the person's gripe or criticism from the 10th. Also, since solar eclipses are like double new moons in terms of new opportunities, here are some possibilities. Your brand goes viral, your network membership increases substantially, your brand receives new publicity from surprising sources. You get the idea, right? On the 15th, Mercury and Jupiter are conjunct in Leo. Perfect day to email a newsletter to your network members and update them on everything. Lay out your plans for the rest of the year, and since it's a great day for communication generally, catch up on email, texts, and calls. The lunar eclipse on the 28th is in Pisces, in your 6th house of daily work. Also today, the Sun in Virgo squares Uranus and Gemini. Let's tackle that one first. This looks like something you're doing behind the scenes, a side gig perhaps. Is it really in line with your beliefs or your worldview? Time to take action, Libra, and rectify the situation. The eclipse is likely to be somewhat emotional. If something in your daily work is ending, don't fret about it. It's just part of a natural cycle, and something else will surface soon to take its place. You may have a psychic experience of some kind today, too. A precognitive dream, a telepathic incident, or perhaps you see the spirit of a deceased loved one. The 31st features a trine between Jupiter and Leo and Saturn and Aries, a great way to end the month. This one connects your 7th and 11th houses, so you've got expansiveness and luck from Jupiter with your brand or network and help from a structure you've created or provided. Scorpio. No Mercury retro this month to screw things up, but there are two interesting eclipses. First, though, on August 6th, the Sun in Leo trines Saturn in Aries. This aspect connects your 10th and 6th houses. Something you're involved in professionally has a positive impact on your daily work life. Kudos from your employer, from a client, maybe a raise. The 10th features an opposition between Venus and Libra and Neptune and Aries, so it impacts your 12th and 6th houses. If you're involved in a secret romantic relationship, deception may be part of the opposition. If the issue is your daily work life, confusion may be at the heart of things. Unclear goals, unclear work assignments. Try to remedy the situation on the 12th. The 12th brings a solar eclipse in Leo in your career. Since these eclipses are like double new moons, you can look forward to double new opportunities surfacing in your professional life. Possibilities, a new job that leads to a new career, a raise and promotion. Your visibility is increased in some way. However, the specifics unfold. Enjoy this one, Scorpio. And yes, take care of the issue from the 10th. The conjunction of Jupiter and Mercury and Leo on the 10th really expands how you communicate and the substance of those communications. Maybe you have an idea you've been toying with for a while about increasing revenue, sales, your employer's visibility, and now you're ready to share it. Or perhaps you've decided to expand your professional abilities by going to grad or law school. Go for whatever it is, Scorpio. The 28th brings a lunar eclipse in Pisces in your 5th house. You're now able to see your creative goals and determine what works and what doesn't, and you know how to fix things. If something in your creative area is ending, don't fret about it. Something else will pop up, and sooner than you think. Also on the 28th, the Sun in Virgo squares Uranus and Gemini. So this one involves your 8th and 11th houses. It may be that a paying member of your network has missed their dues or stopped paying altogether and tells you why. You may not like what the person has to say, but listen to it nonetheless. How can you improve your network? The trine on the 31st is between Jupiter and fellow sign Leo and Saturn and fellow sign Aries. So it looks as if you find the perfect structure for a creative endeavor. However things unfold, this is a great ending to August. Sagittarius. It should be a good month for you, Sag, with a number of aspects involving fellow fire signs. On the 6th, for instance, the Sun in your sign trines Saturn in Aries. This should spur your muse to get going on a creative endeavor. Don't hesitate. Time to act. On the 10th, the opposition between Venus and Libra and Neptune in Aries connects your 5th and 11th houses. There may be some deception involved in this aspect. Perhaps you're being deceived by a romantic interest or by someone in your network who's supposedly helping with a creative project. Don't try to resolve this until the 12th or the 15th. The 12th brings a powerful solar eclipse in fellow fire sign Leo in your 9th house. These eclipses are like double new moons, so double the new opportunities. Possibilities, a trip overseas, you decide to attend grad or law school, you're invited to conduct a workshop on spirituality or some facet of publishing. Or perhaps you've completed a manuscript that you've submitted already and find out an offer has been made. However the specifics unfold, it's a powerful day for you, Sag. The 15th brings a conjunction of Mercury and Jupiter in Leo in your 9th house. Now your communication expands to new groups of people, and what you have to say also broadens. So get busy communicating with your network, family, friends, colleagues, employers, employees, and clients. The lunar eclipse in Pisces on the 28th happens in your 4th house. Home, family, your personal environment. Given the psychic and emotional nature of Pisces, this eclipse is likely to produce both. It certainly favors meditation, and it doesn't have to be anything complicated. Take a walk in the woods, by the ocean, somewhere that's peaceful and beautiful. The psychic experience may range from a precognitive dream to seeing the spirit of a loved one who has passed to a telepathic connection with someone. Also on the 28th, the Sun in Virgo squares Uranus in Gemini. A professional or personal partner takes exception to something you're doing in your career. It may not be any of this individual's business, but if it is, wait until the 31st to deal with it. The trine on the 31st is between Jupiter and fellow fire sign Leo, and Saturn and fellow fire sign Aries, in your fire sign Aries, your 9th and 5th houses again. It looks as if you find the perfect structure for your creative endeavor. Maybe a literary agent, publisher, publicist, or someone else in the industry where this endeavor would fit. Capricorn. No Mercury retro this month, but there are 2 eclipses. First, though, on the 6th, the Sun in Leo trines Saturn and Aries, connecting your 8th and 4th houses. It looks as if a project you're involved in brings in royalties or advantages and breaks with insurance, mortgages, credit. Or this aspect could point to an inheritance. On the 10th, the opposition between Venus and Libra and Neptune and Aries connects your 4th and 10th houses. The possibilities with this opposition: a deception in your professional life involving a creative endeavor, a romantic relationship with a colleague, or possibly a deception about money you're owed. Wait until the 12th to deal with it. August 12th, a solar eclipse in Leo. This eclipse is like a double new moon, so it ushers in double the opportunities. And since it occurs in your 8th house, here's some of the possibilities for new opportunities. You work on a project that brings in royalties, your credit rating rises, you're quoted a great mortgage rate, you have a psychic experience of some kind. Deal with the issue from the 10th, today or on the 15th. The 15th brings a conjunction of Mercury and Jupiter in Leo, making today ideal for dealing with any communication and financial issue. Jupiter expands your communication ability and the context of your communications. Make it count. Send out a newsletter to colleagues, people in your network, and touch base with family and friends. The lunar eclipse on the 28th is in Pisces, your 3rd house. Also today, the Sun in Virgo squares Uranus in Gemini. But let's take the eclipse first. Given that it's in a water sign, Pisces, it's likely to be emotional, and you may experience something distinctly psychic. Since the 3rd house also governs the conscious mind, your experiences during this eclipse may surprise you. The other aspect today in square impacts your 9th and 6th houses. Something in your belief system may object to a task a client, employer, or a colleague request. State your premise, stand up for your belief, whatever it is, or deal with it on the 31st when the aspects are friendlier. The 31st features a trine between Jupiter and Leo and Saturn and Aries. This one provides the perfect structure for a project that should bring you royalties, a break in insurance, credit, or mortgages. Jupiter is expanding your intuition, particularly regarding the paranormal. Pay attention to whatever your gut is telling you. Aquarius. No Mercury retro this month, but there are 2 eclipses. Let's start with August 6th and a trine between the Sun in Leo and Saturn in Aries. This aspect connects your 7th and 3rd houses. It looks as if you and a professional or personal partner, or both, communicate well today. Ideas flow, the energy between you is ideal. The 10th won't be quite as ideal. The opposition between Venus and Libra and Neptune and Aries impacts your 9th and 3rd houses. A woman, neighbor, sibling, friend, objects to a belief you hold, and it could be anything. When this kind of opposition occurs, the person objecting may be super critical about everything. Deal with it on the 12th or the 15th. The solar eclipse in Leo on the 12th occurs in your 7th house. This eclipse brings double the new opportunities in the partnership area. If you're single, you could meet a romantic interest. If you're involved in a relationship, the 2 of you may decide to take things to the next level. If you're looking for a new physician, counselor, or therapist, or even for a new business partner, You meet the right person. You get the idea. Use this energy today to your advantage. On the 15th, Mercury and Jupiter are conjunct in Leo, your 7th house. This makes today the best for settling communication issues and anything that has cropped up this month. Jupiter expands your communication abilities and the content of those communications. So email, text, and call today. The 28th features 2 events, a lunar eclipse in Pisces and a square between the Sun in Virgo and Uranus in Gemini. Let's take the eclipse first. It occurs in your 2nd house of income, and depending on your financial situation, it may be emotional. If a source of income is reaching completion, don't obsess about it. Another source will surface. You may have a psychic experience of some kind, too. A precognitive dream, a telepathic connection, or something else that puts your mind at ease. The square involves your 8th and 5th houses. If you're involved in a creative endeavor, there may be a payment issue with your client or employer. Best to tackle this one on the 31st when the aspects are friendlier. The 31st brings a trine between Jupiter and Leo and Saturn and Aries. Send out a newsletter to family, friends, colleagues, business associates. Play catch-up with everyone. Pisces. No Mercury retro this month, but there are 2 eclipses, and one of them, the lunar, is in your sign. On the 6th, the Sun in Leo trines Saturn and Aries. This one impacts your 6th and 2nd house. A project or responsibility you have in your daily work life is producing additional income. So today, you see the fruits of your labor. The 10th may bring challenges. Venus in Libra opposes Neptune in Aries. This square falls on your financial axis. A client or employer objects to a creative project in which you're involved, and the pay is withheld or delayed. Deal with it on the 12th or 15th when the aspects are friendlier. The 12th features a solar eclipse in Leo in your 6th house. Since solar eclipses are like double new moons, double the new opportunities should surface on or around the day of this eclipse. Possibilities, a new job, a raise or promotion in your existing job, or perhaps a new career altogether where you make your own schedule. So before the 12th, visualize what you desire and make it emotionally real. The 15th features a beautiful conjunction of Mercury and Jupiter in Leo. Jupiter expands your communication abilities and the context of your communication, particularly as it pertains to your daily work. So start emailing, texting, calling, check in with family, friends, colleagues. The lunar eclipse in your sign on the 28th occurs in your 1st house, self. So you may experience emotion during this eclipse, but also psychic phenomena. As a natural empath, you may feel the emotions of family, friends, the people you're around. If this is something that happens frequently to you, you probably already know how to deal with it. But if it's new, you may want to spend the day by yourself doing something you enjoy. The 31st features a trine between Jupiter and Saturn, or Jupiter and Leo and Saturn and Aries. It looks like you're getting paid well for a project you've taken on in your daily work. The structure is in place. So enjoy today. It's a good way to end the month.
Thanks for joining The Mystical Underground. Visit www.themysticalunderground.com for the latest blog post and book info. Subscribe to the podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, Google Podcasts, or your favorite podcast app. Listen to the podcast at podcast.themysticalunderground.com. Follow Trish and Rob on Instagram at Trish and Rob MacGregor. Follow us on Twitter at The Mystic Cast. Send email to podcast@themysticalunderground.com. And until next week, thank you for listening and stay mystical.